have a framed cover of the New York Post on my studio wall. Has a picture of Donald Trump with his fist in the air. It says, Trump shot, bloodied but unbowed, ex-president survives assassination attempt. Now I want to add another New York Post cover to my wall. I want to put the today's cover under the framed cover of the New York Post that says Trump shot. And today's cover, Donald Trump, 45th and 47th president, vows, and in big, bold letters, golden age of America. And it's a big picture of the swearing-in ceremony that, incidentally, Chief Justice Roberts botched. He rushed it, didn't give Melania time to stand by her husband's side, and as a result, he didn't have his hand on the Bibles that she was to hold because John Roberts screwed up another swearing-in. He messed up the Obama inauguration, too, the swearing-in ceremony. They had to redo it. Remember they had to do a do-over because John Roberts couldn't read the few words that were on the paper correctly? Well, this time, he rushed it, and so Melania and the kids couldn't be at their husband and dad's side fast enough, and she didn't have time to hold the Bibles up, leading to this whole plethora of conspiracy theories about why he didn't have his hand on the Bible. You can thank John Roberts once again. Big dummy. Anyway, here we go. The golden age begins, and I'm going to get that framed. The golden age of America. Below Trump shot. What a year. And what a time to be alive. It's like we got to pinch ourselves. Is this really all happening? His day yesterday, good. Look, I got a little tired for a quick trip to Washington, D.C. How this man does what he does, 42 executive orders and memos and proclamations, 115 personnel actions, over 200 executive actions, 60 minutes of press questions and answers, and 3 historic speeches, not to mention dancing and with his wife at the Commander-in-Chief ball and having a giant sword to cut the cake with and singing and dancing to the YMCA. From the Village People. My gosh. Yesterday, he announced to the nation that we are a nation that will be proud again, that will be prosperous again, that will be free again.
Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country, sunlight is pouring over the entire world, and America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before.
I couldn't get enough of the images of Kamala and Joe and Hillary and Bill and Barack all sitting there having to endure his promise to fix the mess that they created. It was amazing. It was astounding, actually. It was like a hostage video. They were held hostage. They're in that room having to listen to him say, I've basically inherited a dumpster fire, and here I am to put it out. And the fire was ignited by the horrific policies of these Democrats. My gosh, what a time to be alive. And one of the things, here's the first meltdown of the golden age. The meltdown is the executive order that Trump signed that would end birthright citizenship. You know what birthright? You're born here, you're guaranteed citizenship. And what has happened is thousands and thousands, maybe millions of illegal immigrants have endangered their children's lives, packing them up and sneaking into America by hoping to give birth while an illegal on American soil so that their child can be guaranteed American citizenship. And I was so fascinated by the way Axios characterizes this. This is the legacy media for you. And let me share with you how they portray it, and then let me give you the common sense people's president's assessment of this. Headline, Trump, this is from Axios today, Trump signs executive order attacking birthright citizenship guaranteed by the Constitution. Oh, no. He's shredding the Constitution on day one? How can this be? Well, Axios explains in its own article that the 14th Amendment, which was ratified in 1868, was passed, you know why? Not to protect illegals who want to sneak into the United States over the border and give birth on American soil. No. The 14th Amendment was passed to give emancipated and formerly enslaved black Americans citizenship. Blacks weren't allowed to be citizens. And in 1868, the 14th Amendment was passed to guarantee that they will be. It didn't apply to people sneaking into this country and giving birth on American soil. Now, let me read some more from Axios. Why it matters. Trump is acting on a once fringe belief that U.S.-born children of undocumented immigrants have no right to U.S. citizenship. Now, let me repeat that to you. Axios, a legacy mainstream media outlet inside the Beltway, claims that Trump is acting on a fringe belief. It was once the fringe. In other words, we're all wacky to believe that U.S.-born children of illegals don't have a right to U.S. citizenship. Okay, let's dive in. Let's answer it. I want to turn to you. 800-655-MIKE. Do you think, I'll use Axios's phrase, do you believe that U.S.-born children of illegals have a right to U.S. citizenship under the 14th Amendment, knowing that the 14th Amendment was passed to give the newly emancipated slaves their citizenship? 800-655-MIKE, 800-655-6453. One phone number does it all. You could call, text, email the show, mike@mikeonline.com. We're streaming live today on X. We got the show available to you in a variety of ways. Of course, watching on the Salem News Channel as well and all of its platforms. Welcome in. If you're new to the show, we welcome you with open arms. We're pretty loving and inclusive around here, and we're especially in a great mood after the golden age kicked off yesterday. 800-655-6453. Give me your take next.
Mike Gallagher.
What was your highlight of your executive order?
I think the birthright citizenship, Jesse, was huge. There's going to be an immediate lawsuit filed against that because, of course, there's a constitutional provision about birthright citizenship that the court has not resolved, but most constitutional scholars believe the Constitution requires it. There is an interesting debate that you can actually, an argument that you can make for President Trump's position on this. It's obviously ludicrous. That was good. The J6 pardon.
What did he do there?
Now let's talk about. And she's a lawyer, and I'm not, and I don't pretend to play one on TV. But if the Constitution, if the 14th Amendment to the Constitution was intended to give emancipated slaves citizenship, tell me how that has anything to do with swimming across the Rio Grande, plopping yourself in Houston or Galveston or Greenville, South Carolina, having a baby and then clinging to the 14th Amendment as the reason to ensure that that baby is a citizen. Sorry. Again, I'm no lawyer. I can't imagine that there's a debate. Let them sue. And if they're going to sue over Trump's executive order regarding birthright citizenship, who gets to sue Joe Biden over his last-minute preemptive pardons of scoundrels? How does that work? And can anybody sue? It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And I like where we're headed. Henry's in Tampa, Florida, 23 past the hour. Hello, Henry. Welcome to the golden age of America, huh?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Great. I'm feeling great today.
Good. Me too.
Let's everybody read the second part of that sentence in the paragraph. It's paraphrasing. It's something in the effect that those people who have birthright citizenship must be under the control of the government. And if you are a foreigner into this person, even if you do something wrong, including birth, it has to be reported to the embassy of that person.
Well, I'll read the 14th Amendment in total here in just a moment. I want to also share a text from New York that I just received on the MyPillow text line that makes a lot of sense, too. And again, this is perfect. Very important point. Hopefully, the change in birthright citizenship will reduce the number of deliveries in the United States hospitals. These people, many of them have no insurance. Well, how would you have insurance if you're an illegal immigrant, you're living here illegally? You think you have health insurance? As the texter writes, they just want the Social Security number and access to our system. Then many go back to their home country as they're not here with proper long-term documents. They now have a child of U.S. citizenship. The healthcare system is broken thanks in large measure to the many illegals and births from those who come into our country just for the benefit. They can't be refused services. That's the point. That's the whole point. And Axios, this is attacking something guaranteed by the Constitution. Trump is acting on a fringe belief that U.S.-born children have no right to citizenship, and they're part of a big conspiracy that's racist to replace white Americans. Oh, yeah, the great replacement theory. That's back now, according to Axios and all these lunatics who are losing their marbles over Trump with a common sense perspective. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, says Section 1 of the 14th Amendment, are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protections of the laws. And, you know, there are multiple sections to the 14th Amendment. But again, according to Axios, I'm going by the legacy guys and gals. This was put into place in our Constitution to ensure that slaves could be citizens. So, look, good for Trump, the golden age. We got to do a lot of YMCA today, Eric. You got a YMCA? Let's pop that in there, because we got to find. Well, how about Trump dancing to YMCA as he was cutting the cake, this giant cake, at the Commander-in-Chief ball last night? Oh, my gosh. Somebody posted today on social media, I went to bed with that image in my mind, and I woke up with that in my mind. Me too. It's a golden age, and it's here. And doesn't it feel great?